Hey guys, Pratt7 here, welcome to another video. Sizzle season's around the corner, and a lot of new stuff was revealed, including the S-92, which everyone thought looked really cool at first until the kit was revealed. Sprinkler and Reefslider, and people are especially annoyed about Reefslider, and a lot of people consider it to be the worst special in the game. I am someone who mains the Aerospray MG in Turf War. No, not the RG actually, even though that has Booyah Bomb. So yeah, the MG does have Reefslider. The only reason I use the MG over RG is because I really like fizzy bombs and I don't like Sprinkler. But yeah, I'm used to Reefslider and sometimes it works really well. You get really good moments like these occasionally. Okay, well, to be fair, moments like that don't happen very much with the Reefslider, but it does sometimes work well. You sometimes can get people with it, and I do feel like it somewhat works with the Aerospray. I mean, if you get a few shots of damage from the Aerospray, you could finish them off with the Reefslider, especially since Reefslider does cover a pretty big area. And furthermore, fizzy bombs are a pretty big help as well, because you can get them with an indirect hit from the Reefslider, and then you can throw a fizzy bomb at them. And if you're lucky, then it will hit them. Whether it's a direct hit or not, it will still kill them. So that also does work out sometimes. But, I understand Aerospray MG is not the only weapon with Reefslider. There are a few others, and it doesn't always work out. Like, Reefslider definitely has its flaws. Even with the Aerospray, I have a lot of bad moments with Reefsliders. And I mean, the S-92, it doesn't look like it's a very fast weapon. I can't imagine you being able to move around very quickly with it. Like, it's not very mobile. So to give it a Reefslider, it just doesn't really make much sense. And to be honest, in quite a few cases, Reefslider is just a panic button. Like, as soon as you're in danger, you just try and whip out the Reefslider. That's if they don't deny you a Reefslider, which does happen a lot. I get a lot of Reefslider denials, and oh my god, it is really annoying sometimes. And if you do actually manage to activate the Reefslider, when you explode, if people have moved out the way, then you are pretty much dead. Everyone will be shooting at you immediately, and you just die straight after. So I hope Reefslider does get some buffs in the Sizzle season. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm making this video just a few days before Sizzle season starts, so yeah, we don't know what Nintendo's got in store for us, but I just wanted to make a video to share my thoughts and hopefully maybe open up some discussions. I can hear your thoughts as well in the comments about some possible ideas I had for Reefslider buffs. Please note, I am not pro Chara, or I'm not like a really high level skilled player. I'm just a guy that usually plays solos, mostly just regular battle and anarchy battle, so some of my points may be flawed. I'm open for constructive criticism, and I don't mind if you agree or disagree with me. Just as long as you respect my opinions, I'll respect yours. I mean, I've never done a Splatoon video like this before, one of these discussion type videos. It's mostly just been clips and replays so far, with one exception with the jukebox ranking video, but yeah, so just hoping that this will turn out well. But anyways, I've rambled on for long enough. Let's actually get to the Reefslider buff ideas that I have. I got 3 different ideas for Reefslider buffs, but my idea is that all of these apply to Reefslider, not just one of these buffs or 2 of these buffs, but all 3 of them. I'm hoping it's not too OP, but if you guys think that all these are too OP together, then feel free to tell me in the comments. But without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1. Add the ability to be able to cancel bombs with Reefslider. To me, it just doesn't really make sense that Reefslider can't cancel bombs when a bunch of other specials can, such as Tripling Strike, Booyah Bomb, Ultra Stamp, and even the Ink Vac. Because as soon as the Reefslider pops, if someone on the other team has thrown a Splat Bomb, for example, at their landing place, then they're just gonna die right after. And it doesn't make sense for the Reefslider to not cancel the bomb, because, you know, it's just a big blob of exploding ink, and it's supposed to kind of just get everything in its area, but it just can't get bombs for some reason. To be honest, even I've been the one throwing bombs at Reefslider users. I mean, I've used the Tenatech Splatter Shot a lot in Anarchy Battle, which has Splat Bomb, and if I see a Reefslider, a lot of times I just throw a bomb and it just gets them just after they've exploded. Like, there's nothing they can do about it. And I mean, I know I do that, but I can't help but feel a little bad for the Reefslider user. Number 2, make it harder to deny Reefslider. My Reefsliders get denied pretty frequently, and I see it happen to a lot of other people as well. It has an even higher chance of getting denied if you're using it from mid-air, and it just feels really annoying. Like, I don't think it should be impossible to deny Reefslider. I think the ability to deny it makes Reefslider not too OP. I just think the vulnerability window when you actually activate the Reefslider should be shortened. And I mean, if Nintendo really wants Reefslider to just be a panic button, then at least make it so the person can actually use the special. I'm not quite sure exactly how much they should reduce the vulnerability window by, but at least reduce it a fair amount so that you don't get ridiculous situations like these. Okay, to be fair, it's possible there could have been a bit of lag there, because people don't usually get me when I actually have already started sliding, but you know, you get the idea. Number 3, briefly add ink armor just after exploding. For those of you that have not played the previous Splatoon games, the ink armor is a special weapon in Splatoon 2. It covers the user and their teammates in breakable armor that protects them from enemy attacks. Now obviously, in this case, for my Reefslider buff idea, the ink armor is only going to affect the person that actually used the Reefslider. And in Splatoon 2, ink armor did have a short delay, but with this, it won't have any delay. So here's another section about the ink armor taken from Inkopedia, but I've modified it a little bit to explain it better for my Reefslider buff idea. Don't worry, I used Inspect Element. I didn't actually change the article. I used Inspect Element, it only makes the change for me, and the change will literally go away as soon as I refresh the page. So for the context of this Reefslider buff idea, when activated, the user becomes covered with the ink armor, negating 30 to 100 points of damage before it breaks. Players with the ink armor active that take over 100 points of damage from one attack will take up 80 points of overflow damage. So remember, for my idea, the ink armor gets activated as soon as you explode the Reefslider. In Splatoon 2, the ink armor normally lasted for around 6 seconds. However, for this Reefslider buff idea, it'll only last 2 seconds because ink armor is not the actual special itself, it's Reefslider. However, of course, before those 2 seconds are up, people can break the armor. It's just, if no one breaks it within 2 seconds, then the armor will just go away on its own. This is to provide a solution to the problem of people dying immediately after using Reefslider, because as soon as people move out the way, Reefslider explodes and everyone is just shooting at them or sniping at them, whatever weapon you're using. But yeah, it's happened to me a lot where after I use Reefslider I die instantly, and I've seen it happen to plenty of other people as well. It's one of the main reasons why a lot of people don't like the special. So with this brief bit of ink armor, I think this could help solve the problem of dying instantly after using Reefslider. So in short, to summarize my buff ideas, make it able to cancel bombs, make it harder to deny the Reefslider, and add a bit of ink armor just after exploding. And ideally have all 3 of these buffs applied to Reefslider as opposed to just 1 or 2 of them. So yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that these buffs would be appropriate for Reefslider? Do you think that this would be a bit too OP? Do you think that these buffs wouldn't be enough? I mean, I don't know what Nintendo is going to do with Reefslider, who knows, they might not even do anything. But, you know, these are just my ideas for potential Reefslider buffs. So yeah, please let me know in the comments what you think. Like I said before, I've not really done this kind of video before for Splatoon, you know, using my voice to to have a sort of discussion type of video. So, you know, if this video does well, then I may consider making more of these type of videos in the future, because I do have a few ideas as well. So yeah, I mean, if you guys like it, then I can try and make more of these type of videos instead of just simply replays and clips. But anyways, that's all from me, so thank you very much for watching the video, and see you guys. Goodbye.